but I think, in general, right, you want to just to look at the entire range of blockchain applications that have come up with, and generally, yeah, obviously, yeah, subtract out the ones that are that like rely on huge numbers of people to have access to huge amounts of money already, but then also like put a greater focus on the ones that have to do with just connecting people to a global economy and like supporting the regional and trade and commerce and like your and fairly basic applications and identity on top of that.
Interesting. And I also wanted to ask you, like, how do you sort of like for like folks who like, let's say you want to implement Ethereum at population scale, right, in a country like India, how do you reconcile like Ethereum's anarchist, crypto anarchist sort of positions with also it being for everyone, right? Do you think those are at odds? Like Ethereum coming across as like crypto, like for crypto natives of like crypto anarchists, and then also at the same time it being like useful at population scale?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely true that the technology has a lot of those philosophical roots. I think one of the really interesting things about, especially some of the newer waves of the technology, and this includes ZK, this includes like creating wrappers around Web 2 identity and integrating them into Web 3. And that's it includes a lot of the more higher scalability applications that we've been seeing, is that I think there's a lot of options to integrate together the best of the traditional world and the crypto world, and like actually create things where, like, for example, people can get the benefits of privacy, but at the same time you're still like using things like Web 2 trust anchors, and so you're still able to individual users are able to prove that users are trustworthy, right? And like we see that in ZK identity, we see that in privacy pools. Like, I think it's this principle, right? And you want to be thinking about different ways to try to apply that same kind of principle to different contexts. I think in general, right, when you think about moving from a technology that appeals to early adopters to a technology that appeals to the mainstream, like you definitely do have to make compromises, right? And one of those things is definitely figuring out those balances on the regulatory front, and I think we do have a lot of tools for that that we did not have like 2 decades ago or even 1 decade ago. And then another part of this, right, is that a lot of the technologies that have a strong like self-sovereignty, like you control everything ethos, they really demand a lot of their users, right? So if you even think about wallets, for example, like, okay, you have a wallet and there isn't like a centralized company or a centralized government that can take it away from you, but at the same time, like, you're putting everything into this 12-word seed phrase, or like this one hardware wallet, this one device. And for a lot of people, like especially for new users, that ends up being extremely risky, right? And so this is one of the reasons why I've been very supportive of multi-sig, social recovery, having multiple guardians, and all of these ideas that try to both like create balances, but also create approaches that are accessible both to new users and to experienced users, and that still like have offer ways of interacting with the technology for newer users that are more trust dependent, but where the trade-off is that as a user, like, you don't have to be rely as much on being like fully on the ball with this new technology that you don't understand yet, but then also making sure that you give users the ability to like move from a beginner approach to a more like fully self sovereignty preserving approach, right? And so I think, once again, right, like the ZK wrappers, so ZK email, Anon, Adara, and like all of the equivalents of that for Web 2 and Web 3 are, I think, one really good example there. Just the work that's being done with account abstraction and smart wallets, I think, is also a good example there. Like, I think there's a lot of these really great technologies that try to do a good job of taking the principles behind what we're trying to do in Web3 and like really actually making them work for mainstream audiences and meeting people where they are.
All right. All right. I know you don't have a lot of time, but like, I just want to ask, like, my final question is, like, what dragon tyrants do you think are within reach now to slay in the coming years? Like, do you see like any trends or technologies that have that are converging, and are there any problems that are within reach to solve in 2025?
When you say dragon tyrants, you mean in crypto or in general?
Sorry?
You mean in crypto or in general?
In general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I think obviously one of the big trends is that AI has gotten very powerful. And AI is one of those challenging things, right? Because, it's a very powerful technology, and by itself, it can even have a lot of centralizing tendencies. And, like it can definitely like reinforce even a lot of power structures that are risky. But at the same time, like it has a huge amount of potential to just solve a lot of different problems. So one of the ones that I think we want to be thinking about is like how AI applies to interfaces, right? Because the whole way that we have expressed our intentions to computers as users for the last couple of decades is we've gone into UIs that are written by third-party developers and we've clicked buttons, right? And I think there's a big possibility that that whole workflow is going to be completely disrupted, and we'll switch to something where, like, not just the concept of clicking buttons goes away, but maybe even the concept of applications goes away, right? Where basically the way that you express your intention to your computer just is that you talk, and talking, typing, I think eventually will have eye tracking, eventually we'll have BCI, and then it will just get more and more efficient. And then it's the job of AI and other tools that are running locally on your computer to really sort through all of that and actually like suggest and then execute on like some concrete action plan, like which actions actually get sent and like on chain and off chain, and figuring out how that works in a way that really also continues to be open, continues to preserve privacy, continues to preserve self-sovereignty, I think is one of those really interesting challenges to think about. Also, I think security is one of those things where it's like actually quietly continuing to improve, right? Because what happens is that, we continue hearing news about DeFi hacks and like, oh, here $50 million was stolen, here $50 million was stolen. But I think what's important to remember behind that news is that what's happening is like the space of things that you can do safely, that space is actually continuing to increase, right? So if you like, for example, Safe, the wallet, it's continuing to be de-risked. Very long time DeFi applications like Aave continuing to be de-risked. MakerDAO continuing to be de-risked. Like a lot of things that have been possible for a long time, with every passing year, they keep getting safer, right? But at the same time, people keep wanting to do more and do new things. And there's this frontier where the frontier continues being dangerous, but the frontier like it keeps on getting pushed out further and further, right? And so I think it's also important to know that like this core of what you can do safely is continuing to expand, and I think we can really push to expand that even more, right? So rollups, I think we could get the stage 2 rollup next year, and the layer twos in general, right? Continuing to talk to a lot of teams. I mean, even like Polygon is starting to be quite optimistic about their ability to get there soon. Obviously, ongoing progress in Optimism, Arbitrum, Surge, all of those teams. That's I think that's going to continue happening. Um, then AI being used in applications, right? So I wrote this post on Info Finance about a month ago that basically talks about how, like, to me, prediction markets, so things like Polymarket, are actually only one example in this much bigger space, and they can do a lot more than just predicting elections. And also, I made this argument that for them to be maximally effective, it actually makes a lot of sense for AIs to participate, right? And the balance that I suggested is basically where humans set the rules and humans set the structure of rewards and penalties, and that affects like with how AIs participate. But then AIs are the ones that really come in and really provide a high volume of information. So I think a lot more exploring in those applications is going to be really interesting as well. Yeah, also, I mean, just generally like convergence between crypto and non-crypto technologies, I think will just keep accelerating.
All right. All right. Thanks, Vitalik. And yeah, a pleasure to have you here at ETHIndia. And yeah,
Yes.
last
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
before
Very.
yeah,
Of
last thing
course.
before I go, do you think you could share that wallpaper with us?
Oh, which
That's
wallpaper?
pretty rad. That's a pretty cool
Oh,
wallpaper. Yeah.
the background. I mean, that one's actually easy to find. It's one of the default white paper wallpapers in Google,
All right.
the thing. But if people want here, I'm just gonna screenshot it right now, and then when we're done, I'm gonna like stick it through Stable Diffusion and like in-paint everything except my face, and I can send that. Why not?
Sure.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely wishing everyone at ETHIndia best of luck. Really excited to see what you guys come up with.
Cool. Thanks a lot, V.
Thank you too.
Bye.
Hey.
All right. Cool. Next up, I'd love to invite Sam. He's the recent head of PSE up on stage to talk about PSE.
All right, what is up, ETHIndia? Raise your hand if you're still awake. Yeah. Raise your hand if you want to go to bed. Awesome. All right, I will try to be quick because I know you guys are sick of hearing other people talk. We'll get to the hacks, the exciting part. I'm not Vitalik. I'm just some guy. My name is Sam. I work at PSE. We'll get into what that is, but basically chatted with Denver. Wanted to give a quick rundown of like what we work on that might be of interest to you, and I think primarily hope to provide some potential pathways for you guys of like, all right, you just worked your ass off the past 48 plus hours, hacked some things together, hopefully are feeling excited, probably exhausted, but hopefully also a little energized about just like the potential of what you are working on or projects, people you talk to, and provide some pathways of like how you might continue learning or building or earning. So that's kind of what I'm looking to get out of it, but I'll try to move through this stuff as quickly as possible. So PSE, this was our second time participating in ETHIndia. We had a great time. We talked to a whole bunch of hackers. We sponsored bounties on a handful of different projects of ours. And yeah, hope you guys had as much fun as we did. I mean, Denver and Vitalik just talked about this a little bit. You guys are probably well aware of this. Maybe raise your hand if you're a citizen of India. just out of curiosity. Looks like most people here. At least from our perspective, I'm from the US. I'm pretty ignorant of India overall. This is my first time here. But just from what I've heard and read about, I think there is a ton of excitement in our community, in our space, of just opportunity in India overall. Again, like Denver and Vitalik just spoke about, with the India stack, some of the innovation that's taken place in this country over the past 10 years, and like seeing a lot of this energy and innovation come from the public sector, and seeing that government officials and government technologists like understand the power of signing digital data and empowering users with that data, I think is just a huge potential unlock. And what I'll get into of like the stuff we work on, specifically with zero knowledge and other applied cryptography, we think there's really exciting areas that like we can continue to push and grow both in the private and the public sector. So what do we actually do? So PSE, where I work, stands for Privacy and Scaling Explorations. We're essentially an R&D lab. We're about 80 different engineers and researchers and designers, and we build open source public goods on Ethereum and using applied cryptography. We operate, fund, and collaborate with a bunch of teams in the space. You probably got to meet a handful of them this weekend. We're supported by the Ethereum Foundation. And if we think about the Ethereum Foundation as like this steward of Ethereum in terms of its values and its mission, how we look at ourselves as kind of a steward of cryptography, of very much Ethereum values aligned, but even has applications to both extend Ethereum and bring interesting use cases off-chain as well. Basically, if we were to like memify what we try to do, is like we just see a ton of fucking value in signing and proving data. And we'll get into what that means a little bit. We have a bunch of projects if you're interested in learning more. I know you've probably been shilled a bunch of projects this week already, but plenty of opportunities to to get involved in this space if you did, come across stuff that piqued your interest, both on Ethereum application development and applied cryptography, and we'd love to get you more involved. If we think about just the general Ethereum and broader cypherpunk movement that I think all of us in this room probably resonate with, from my perspective, there's been this interesting tension that at least I perceive of this kind of solar punk versus lunar punk philosophies. And to quickly review them, like at least my understanding, and I think what attracted a lot of us to blockchain and crypto generally, right, is like, wow, we have this open, global, transparent, auditable, verifiable public ledger where we can see all the activity and we all are able to access, and it's like totally public and transparent again. And where that might contrast, right, and why certain specific projects like focus on whatever, privacy coins or other aspects of like recognizing the need of like, maybe there's some negative aspects of everything being completely open and public, and it just inevitably limits, say, the use cases of certain public chains like Ethereum. And the way we kind of see this potentially merging together or like living in harmony together, I think the TLDR is just like using more cryptography, and this innovation and acceleration we've seen really just over the past couple of years in this, what has become termed as like programmable cryptography, I think really helps to get the best of both worlds, where you get data that is verifiable, it can't be tampered with, it can't be manipulated, but in a world where you don't necessarily want everything accessed public and visible on chain, you don't want to dox yourself, you don't want to reveal your whole financial information. These are kind of like in areas where blending these two technologies together is something we're broadly excited about. And I linked to Vitalik's blog post on making Ethereum cypherpunk again, if you're curious to learn more about some of these like philosophical discussions. So we basically think like this is the way. We think this is a really exciting area, and really like no better time given the developments that have recently happened over just the past couple of years to get involved as a developer or as a builder. So the way we kind of see very quickly just like this stack piecing together and how we're looking at it, how we're trying to tackle this stuff is like 3 different layers, 3 different pancakes in the stack. Dev infrastructure, similar to Ethereum as a developer platform, like, right, developers need tools, make life easy for them, having DSLs, having development environments to actually do this stuff. This is a big area where we focus our time. Data provenance, this is something Vitalik was just talking about, right, of like leveraging a lot of existing sources of data. Again, going back to the India stack and things like Aadhaar, where there's over 1 billion people using this digital identity system. And DigiLocker, which I hear is like the most widely deployed use of verifiable credentials like on the planet. Given that a lot of this data is signed, we can actually leverage this information in programmable cryptography and make proofs about this to make the data interoperable and portable and verifiable. And we focus a lot of our energy on projects that can help unleash this and empower people to build on top of it. And once you have that data unlocked, right, you can make proofs about that and verify that, whether on-chain to prove, hey, I have been KYC'd, I am a resident of this jurisdiction, I have this much collateral or money in my bank account. It allows you to authenticate into these on-chain tools and services that you've been building this weekend and do really powerful things with. And that is a whole nother area of like tooling and products that we're excited to work on and fund. So why the heck am I talking about all this? Again, just want to give you guys an opportunity to keep the momentum going after this weekend. Go get some sleep, relax, decompress, but after you do, just knows there's ways to continue what you've been working on. To give a shout out to a couple of things that just us at PSE help work on, we do an intensive course focused primarily at university students who are studying computer science or mathematics, but not necessarily only open to students. We've been running this program for a couple years now in the areas you see here. We're going to be rolling out additional locations in 2025, so stay tuned and follow along if you're interested in that. We also do bounty-based learning to encourage people to continue their hacks, also work on existing projects, contribute to open source, and actually earn money to do that. So this is another way to continue to learn and actually earn by doing that. We also host a grants program similar to the Ethereum Foundation. PSE has a pretty sizable grants program. We've given about $8 million over the past couple years to over 250 different grantees. So if you have your own idea and you want to keep working on that, maybe you can get paid to do that. How cool is that? And more generally, something hopefully you guys are all aware of, but there is a ton of projects in the space that run grants programs, that have communities, that run events, that run training events, professional ways to connect with others, get jobs, get paid, all that fun stuff. So once again, when you're thinking about what's next for you, don't go back to that day job. Stay in the Ethereum community, keep building, and there's projects and teams that want to support your efforts. So thank you. Here's a final link to our Discord if you want to get in touch. Like I mentioned, we do education programs, we do grants programs, we are hiring right now, so good opportunity if you want to keep the energy going and stay involved. We'd love to keep in touch. Thank you guys.
All right. Cool. So now's the moment all of you have been waiting for, the demos. Okay. So we'll have to improvise a bit since we need to give the top 10 teams some time to prepare on stage. So I'm going to announce the top 10 teams now, and then we're going to do that at exactly 5:15 p.m. starting. That sounds good with everybody? Is everybody going to hold on for that, right? I'm really excited to see the demos, and yeah, cool. All right. On the next slide are the top 10 finalists. Right. Here we go. Congratulations. We had 273 projects. And thank you to all our judges. Our judges QZ, Rajiv, Gaurav, Pradyuman, Avitej, Soumya, Anto, Rohit, Ryan, Nikhil, Harpal, Jeffrey, Karthik, Mayur, Kautuk, Yogesh, Muskan, Jenil, Vaibhav, Prasanna, Stephen, QEDK, Sachin, Akshit, Motypes, Sanchit, Smith, and Anoop. And we had 25 incredible partners. We had Coinbase Developer Platform. We had Base, Supra, Polygon, PSE, Huddle, Socket, Polkadot, The Graph, Citria, BNB, Filecoin, Starkware, Walrus, Eigenlayer, Lit, Bavin, Billguild, Firedrop, Stacker, Octo, True Network, Rescales, EAS, Akave, and Polynomial. And this weekend wouldn't have been possible without any of them. So big shout out to all of them. All right. All right. We have the top 10 on stage. All right. Here are the top 10 finalists. All right. The ETHIndia 2024 finalists are Whispered Secrets, Bridge AI, Flow3, BitMix, Bifrost Protocol, Tapify, ZK Rail, Insider Inc., Khoj, and LAP. All right. And we're going to see all of these demos at 5:15 p.m. All right. Hold your breath, folks. We'll be right back.
All right, folks, those who are the top 10 finalists, can you please gather on this stage? We'll just do a quick briefing. I have just sent the list of winners on the Telegram group as an announcement. That would be the order in which the teams would be presenting. So all the top 10 finalists, can you please come to the stage nearby? Thank you. All right, folks, we're going to start with the demos. So it's going to be Flow 3 first. Meanwhile, is ZK Rails here? ZK Rail? ZK Rail is here? OK, can you just come here and get your setup ready? All right. All right. All the best.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Cool. So I'm excited to present Flow 3 from our team Beyond the Horizon. And what Flow 3 is basically a no-code automation tool that you can use to interface Web 2 and Web 3 applications and build interesting applications. So I'd first like to start off why I built Flow 3 with one small story. I have been working as a developer in Web 3 for like 6 years now. That's a very long time. And when you're a developer, you start looking down on non-developers because you think they are beneath you or whatever your mindset is. But then a junior in my company joined our company, and he introduced me to this Discord group of 21, 22-year-olds who are building no-code automation platforms that are generating 15 to 20K in monthly revenue, like without any coding knowledge. And that blew my mind at the time, that like these college dropouts are building these applications without having any knowledge of code. And I think this is one of the biggest pitfalls of Web3 is that we don't have such tools where like some guy who has an idea can just come in and make an application that is used by big companies around the world. So let me just start off with like a very simple demo, because I don't think we have time for like multiple workflows, so I'll just do one workflow. And the workflow I'm going to aim for is I'm going to take this Excel sheet, and this Excel sheet has a list of addresses, pretty simple. I'm going to take those list of addresses and I'm going to mint an NFT for each of those addresses, all without writing a single line of code. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my workflow when to start. So I'm going to say it's going to start at a fixed intervals. So let's say every 60 seconds. All right, so it's going to run every 60 seconds. Now I'm going to attach a wallet. And for this, I'm going to use the Coinbase wallet. What this means is now that in this session, every transaction will be done by this Coinbase wallet. The Coinbase SDK makes it easy to integrate all of this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch the column from my Google Sheet. So I'm just going to attach the Google Sheet node, and then within the Google Sheet node, I'm just going to put in the sheet URL. So if I go here, go to share, copy the link, and paste it here. And then the column name that I want to extract is the wallet's column name. So now that's done, what I expect as the output of this node will be a list of addresses. And I want to loop through those addresses, and I want to mint an NFT to each one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a loop node, and basically it's going to loop in the loop branch and perform an action on each one of those items. So what is the action that I want to perform? I want to mint an NFT. So I'm going to mint this NFT for each of those items. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a notification to myself that I've minted an NFT. So let me just look for the Telegram notification node. And now you have a simple application built completely using simple tools and nodes. And finally, when the loop is done, I'm going to send another notification, which will be sending that all the NFTs have been minted. So first, I want to define what the NFT is going to be. So let me just say it's going to be an ETHIndia 2024 NFT. Let's call it ETHI 2024. And the token URI, I'm just going to copy this for now. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to click submit. And for the Telegram notification, I'm going to send it to myself. I'm going to say, I just minted one NFT. And when everything is done, I'm going to say, thank you, Bangalore. Cool. So when I click execute flow, all of this should run seamlessly. Let me just double sure and make sure that my backend is running. OK, all right. Let's just click execute. So we added some fancy animations to show which node is running. Now you can see it's running the Google Sheets node. The Google Sheet nodes gave me the loop. The loop is now running. It's deploying an NFT. This could take 10 seconds maybe. It just minted the NFT, and now it should send me a Telegram notification. I just minted one NFT. And I can confirm that the NFT is minted because I can just go to the Coinbase wallet. I'm going to refresh it. I can see that, yes, this function was called. And it hasn't been indexed yet, but it should mint. So it's minted 3 by now. Let's see. Yeah. So 1, 2. Let's look at this one. So the ETHIndia 2024 NFT minted to all the addresses that are here, as you can see. So that's basically it. Thank you, Bangalore. We've built other workflows with this as well. We've built a copy trading bot that mimics a whale, and it can copy the trades of the whale. I would love to show that, but we are short on time, and we're going to miss our flight, so thank you.
Thank you. All right, that was the first demo. Next up, we have ZK Rail. This is team 1 for good. So yeah, let's get started.
Hi. Yeah, sorry. So we are team ZK Rail, and we have built trustless rails for real-world payments. What does this mean? Let's start with the problem that we're trying to solve. It's called the counterparty problem, and we think it's crypto's biggest barrier, which is smart contracts can only pay people who accept crypto. AI agents building on-chain are limited to paying only crypto users. DeFi is restricted to only crypto natives. And you always end up needing to onboard your counterparty to your chain. The current solutions around this are either you lose self-custody to a centralized exchange, you trust a centralized bridge, or you onboard your counterparty to crypto. What we do instead is we build universal settlement rails for your smart contracts. And how it works, we use game theory to make cooperation profit optimal, fraud costs more than honest behavior, and we have ZK proof for fraud, which is only stepping in when required, and usually the settlement is optimistic and instant. This is a little bit about how our architecture works. So the taker, which is the actual user, it can be a human, it can be an AI agent, it can be a DeFi contract, and it's an intent-based protocol. So they raise an intent, which is submit to our intent aggregator network, and then we have a system to ensure that the best intent solution is fetched, it's executed, and this is the optimistic flow, but we also have a fraud flow, which ensures that, in either case, no funds are ever lost, and every party is compensated, and fraud is punished. So with this, today we have two running examples. One is expat UPI. Imagine that you're a foreigner who landed into India, you don't have a bank account, you do have crypto and a wallet, and you want to make UPI payments through your wallet. How do you do that? And we also have an AI agent, which, imagine that you have built a fully autonomous AI agent, and you have tasked it to build a killer website for your startup. It needs graphics, and for that, maybe the AI agent wants to go to Fiverr and pay some freelancers, but it can't do that unless the freelancer accepts crypto. So with ZK Rail, your AI agent, which is on-chain, with only access to on-chain funds, can make fiat payments. So with this, let's dive into the video. We have a demo for you where an AI agent running on Coinbase Agent Kit is doing an on-chain transaction via ZK Rail, and this on-chain transaction is actually resulting in a real-world UPI transaction. So this explains how we have enabled via ZK Rail for a of counterparty onboarding, and this allows the So, as we can see, a new intent has been created by the AI agent, and this intent says that they want to receive 15 rupees to this UPI VPA. And now, the intent solver network can submit quotes. So, we will submit a quote of 1 USD. This is an intent solution which the AI agent will receive and accept. The AI agent will The AI agent has now accepted the solution, and we see that the intent solver has received a committed solution. So the intent solver can now actually solve the intent. This can happen in the case of UPI by manually scanning the QR code, and over here I do the payment, and the UPI payment is actually received. So because the UPI payment is made, I'll click I have made the payment, to which the AI agent will verify that the payment has been made, and then it will settle the transaction. Now that the transaction has been settled, we can see that the taker has settled the payment and the bond has been refunded. We get a transaction hash showing the actual transaction which has happened. In this case, demo for ZK Rail. Over here, we show how we can enable making UPI payments directly with your crypto, with no need of setting up a bank account or having any KYC, KYB, etc. regulations. So the very first step is I scan an actual QR code. So I'll be scanning my own QR code over here. As soon as the QR code is scanned and it's recognized, I get an option to choose how much INR I want to pay. So I pay 1600 INR, but remember I'm trying to settle this with USDC. This is not connected to my bank account by any means. So I click pay. This raises an intent to the ZK Rail intent solver network, and we can actually see this intent over here. This would ideally be automated, but this is a good interface to see how the intent solver network works. So an intent solver can submit a quote, in this case 20 USDC, and the solution, proposed solution is submitted. A signature is taken to confirm that the intent solver does want to lock into the solution. Now that the solution has been submitted, we can see that the best rate is available to me. If 30 USDC, which is 20 USDC plus 10%, because we require every transfer to be 150% collateralized because of our economic balancing. Now, if I confirm the payment, this takes the form of a solution commitment. So now, me as a taker, I have committed to the solution, and I am waiting on the maker to fulfill the UPI payment. As the maker, you have now the option to scan this QR code and actually fulfill this intent. I'll go ahead and do that. Now that I've done that, I can click I've made the payment. Once this payment has been made, the taker is able to see that the UPI payment has been made. At this point, they can choose to settle optimistically, and in case they haven't received a payment, they will be refunded the original amount plus the pound amount, as well as a 500 USDC for compensation of the time loss. Because I've already received the payment, I'll be settling this transaction. Now that the payment... Yeah, so that is the entire ZK flow. Of course, we have only built the UPI rail, but virtually any payment rail, off-chain, on-chain, it could be even Bitcoin, any chain payment rail is supported, and we have built the core infrastructure to actually provision this ZK plus optimistic flow, and we are imagining that people will come and build rails and actual applications on top of this infrastructure. I'm Prithvish, this is Chanchal, and this is Om, and we have been ZK Rail. Thank you so much, Bangalore.
All right, that was Team ZK Rail. Next, we have Bridge AI. But before we start, the next team, LAP, are you here? The fourth team, LAP, are you here? I'm just doing a quick shout. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Are we there?
Hello.
Did you get my whole window? Yeah. Can you help me out with the whole window? Not working. Just extend the window. The window पूरा घूम रहा है. So just click present. Present कर दो. नहीं वो लोग नहीं
Hey guys, this is Bhavya Gaur and along with my teammate Ishan Shah. This is Bridge AI and our team name is On-Chain Ho Jayega. The idea that we have is that we want to onboard so many users onto this on-chain space. You can't go to every single one person and tell them to get onto on-chain. What you should do is get like a big institution, for example, like a Zomato, and that's what our hypothesis is. For this, we have empowered this platform with agents. These are the 3 agents. Let's go over one of them. So first is Logan. He's a system architect. This guy is going to help, say, Zomato get their own architecture built out on the platform so that it can be used by the second agent, Ria, who is a research analyst. And we have given them special skills that have been specialized to create Web3 components and go through the entire architecture and build a Web3-based architecture diagram. Then comes in Kanye, who is going to build the entire architecture out, look at the architecture, add on-chain components. And Kanye has a new create wallet feature that it can use and deploy contracts on-chain. So quickly, we'll just give you a demo video, and I'll let Ishan take over.
Hey guys, so what you can see on the screen here is like our workspace. So what we've just entered is a name of any consumer company. For this example, we've taken Zomato. So you should quickly just see the architecture diagram that's been created by our first agent. So as you can see, it's like the Web2 architecture for what Zomato is currently. So once we go to the next agent, so now you can see like the agent handoff happens from Logan to Ria. And Ria is going to help us with finding out use cases where some departments of Zomato can actually onboard onto Web3 and have a footprint there. So for example, there's like the tokenization of loyalty programs. So for Zomato Pro, you could have like loyalty tokens with tokenization. We could have like NFTs for memberships. We could have DeFi partnerships for payments with restaurants. So yeah, we just click on one of them. And what Ria is going to do is actually integrate that into our already created diagram. So, should I? Oh, yep. So let me just, yeah, got it. So as you see over there, the highlighted section of the diagram is actually the new tokenized section that we added to it, like what our agent added to it. So we can go ahead. We can move to Kanye, who's our coding agent, and he's going to make a plan for you guys. So he's going to make a plan for how the smart contract should be laid out, what we would want the smart contract to support. Yeah, thank you. And so we just go forward from there. You can actually iterate on this. It's like a recursive thing, like with any AI chat. You can actually add, ask for more features to be added here in the document. And now that you can see, now that we've clicked on proceed, it's actually created the code for the the smart contract, which now we're going to deploy on base Apolia. So yeah, so our whole deal was to make smart contracts super accessible, make custom smart contracts that we can deploy right away, have for quick sandboxing and testing, like a very good brainstorming environment for a product guy as well. So yeah, that's Bridge AI.
No, that's it.
That's it. Thanks, guys. Thanks to ETHIndia, thanks to the folio. Had a great event, both of us, I think. And yeah, so our app is live. You have till my OpenAI credits run away to try it out. Yeah, have fun with it. If you have any feedback, please feel free to contact us. Would love that. Thanks.
All right, that was Bridge AI. Next we have LAP, which stands for Liquidity Auction Protocol by Team Sydney S. Good luck.
Hello everyone, I am Aniket and I am with my friend Ujjwal, and we made liquidity auction protocol. So right now in current state of DeFi, every DeFi protocol have to maintain like liquidity layer, and they have to compete for users. To compete, they generally provide like rewards, and the rewards they have to give constantly, otherwise like users take off liquidity and go away to another protocol. To solve this thing, and with rise of ERC 4337 and EIP 7702 near the corner, so we use smart wallets to provide liquidity to DeFi protocols. What it does is like it takes your wallet assets by a signature. So user just need to give a signature to our protocol, and then this liquidity can be utilized for DeFi applications without ever depositing or staking any money to them. So what happens in this is like you provide liquidity, it goes to off-chain actors of our protocol, and then whenever like there is a DeFi intent of need for a liquidity, this liquidity is auctioned over our protocol, and there are like bunch of solvers which do complex things. They will change OP token to USDC to something else, and to give you the best price. So what for us it does is, you as a user, so you as a user have to just press a button in your wallet which will just take a signature. Now your whole liquidity is being used as DeFi protocols liquidity. It is earning yield, and it can use by many DeFi protocols. So I will show you example. So this example I made, it is giving flash loan to a protocol. These are two wallets. They give 10 USDC of liquidity. The protocol required 20, and it generated a yield of 5 and gave back the liquidity to those with rewards, and solver made a pretty sweet profit of $1 as well. So this provides a new way of liquidity and provides a very big pool which was earlier being sitting idle on user's wallet. User's wallet never leave, funds never leaves the user wallet. It is always given back on in a transaction, either on same chain or a different chain. So their unified balance grows. So this makes an infinite game of auction liquidity, and there is like one pretty cool thing which can be built. Like right now, bridge protocols have ton of liquidity stuck in their contracts. They are utilized only when there is a like transaction and bridge event. These liquidity can be taken from users. Suppose a user have a balance of $1 million on optimism in USDC, and they will be happy if their balance increase, even if it is decreasing on optimism and increasing on base chain. So in net, they are making a profit, although they are just rebalancing their liquidity. So this is just one of the example things which can be made on this liquidity auction protocol. Thank you, everyone.
All right, next up we have Khoj, and their team name is one of my favorites, it's Lost Per Epoch. So yep, go ahead, Khoj.
All right, hi everyone, good evening. So I'll just straight away get started. So one of the problems with Web3 still is user onboard, the problem of onboarding more users. Another problem is brands and DAOs don't have innovative strategies to market and engage users in a interactive and meaningful ways. So what we created is Khoj, It's a treasure hunt app wherein the answer to each clue is a physical location. So you need to go there and actually verify your location, and only then you get access to the next clue, and so on. And at the end of the clue, you get a reputation score, and based on that, you can also earn on-chain credits. So this is a great way, for instance, for airdrops, which can be interactive, engaging in a location. Another way you could look at it as, let's say, a brand like Swiggy partners with different restaurants in a city and says that, hey, people will go through these locations, and at the end of that, they will also earn credits, which will be given to the loyal customers. And this can be a new way of loyalty programs, as Ria, the agent, was suggesting from the previous project like Bridge AI. Right? So I think we can go into the demo. So there's a pre-recorded video.
So hello guys, Shubham here, and you will watch me playing this. So what happens is you can select the hunts and then connect your base wallet or any wallet to that. And to participate into any treasure hunt, you have to register. Registering is like minting an NFT, which is exclusively gives you access to that particular treasure hunt. So this enables us to access control all the hunts. This is gasless. So once the NFT is minted, you can start the hunt. So each hunt consists of multiple clues, and clues are procedurally generated by AI. So it makes it interesting and much more unpredictable. But they all converge to one particular location. So in this case, it was the hacking area down there. So I just guessed it, and I went there. Yeah, so when you reach an approximate location, you can check verify location. And based on the distance, we see whether you have got the correct answer or no. So on. And to make it much more social, and we wanted to add an element of video calls. So we used Huddle for that. So whoever is trying to attempt this treasure hunt can be part of the single room and can share a video, share it live. And we had also added integration for YouTube so that an influencer can stream it directly to its audience. Yeah, so similarly, we have the second, which is like aroma something something. So it was near the cafeteria. And I don't want you to watch me run, so I'm just going to fast forward it. Yeah, so if you come close enough, you can do the same thing. And it will detect whether you have got the correct location or no. And so on. There's the third clue. I'll just skip it. And yeah, once you're done with all three, you will be given a trust score based on how fast, how efficiently, or how many tries you have taken. And that will determine how much of the bounty you'll get from that Ethereum. Yeah, so that's the demo.
At the end, I think we can just... Okay. So I think we can just quickly go over to the architecture once, so that we just have a full clarity on what we have built. Right. So before the start of the hunt, we basically add clues and the treasure hunt itself, which is encrypted using lit protocol so that nobody has access to those location answers, as well as it's a proof that we haven't tampered with those answers, right? And we store that using walrus storage. Only the encrypted, hash, and then that blob ID is stored on the contract. In this flow, so we fetch the hunts, the user can register. When they register, we mint an NFT. This NFT basically acts like a pre-check for their registration. So when they click Start Hunt, we check for their registration. If that passes, we will then retrieve that blob and then use lit protocol again to decrypt the clues, return the clues. Then we use an NLM to personalize the clues. Post that, the user can verify each clue. In this step, we actually take their coordinates from their device, check for the proximity, send the latitude and longitude again to lit protocol, which checks whether you're in the right proximity. If yes, it returns a true, based on which we actually attest it on true network, which is what helps us generate a score at the end based on how well you performed, how fast you finished, right? So that's about being Khoj. Would love any feedback, and thank you so much.
Next up, I'm not sure if this is a Marvel reference or is it just my bias, but we have Bifrost protocol coming up here by Team Rosetta.
Hello. Yeah, it is definitely a Marvel reference, though. Bifrost is used by Thor and Asgard people to transfer, so that's the goal as well. Hello, people. This is Jendra Madharam, and I'm going to present Bifrost protocol. As a one-liner, Bifrost protocol is a decentralized dark pool-based cross-chain messaging platform. We'll look into what dark pools really are and how do we build it. But first of all, let's see why did we have to build it. We do have a couple of startups in this space, a couple of brilliant products in this space like Hyperland and all, but limiting themselves to only EVM is not the goal of connecting entire Web3. So we have like over 2.5 trillion worth of assets silos in major chains like Bitcoin, Aptos, and Sui that yet to be bridged to EVM or EVM to be bridged to Bitcoin and of course context sharing. So that's the key point for lacking of universal interoperability. We do have some solutions like Thorchain and all, but having 12 multisig, 10 multisig is not really decentralization, and that's how the reasons mostly they get hacked or get DDoSed. So we need a true decentralization where thousands and thousands of nodes do the cross-chain messaging. And finally, the privacy concerns. Privacy is a really huge factor in open markets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, where people exploit your orders, manipulate your orders, do MEV out of your orders. So that's where our dark pool comes in. Briefly, dark pools are a traditional finance term where dark pools are contribute to 20% of entire Wall Street trade, but they are 20% of Wall Street trade, but yet they contribute to 60% of the Wall Street volume. Basically, dark pools are OTC trades where your order details are completely hidden private. That's what we tried to build, where your order details, sender information, receiver, amount, everything will be hidden with the ZK proofs. So yeah, let's see. Crypto space has been crying out for a solution, and I think we are the solution. We are built on a novel threshold signature scheme called Frost. Frost was published by Zcash Foundation in a couple of years back and got audited as well. Out of all technologies out there, Frost is the only technology, not only, but the only robust technology which does, which just settles the signature aggregation in O of n network calls. There have been other methods and implementations where, but they take like n log n or n square network calls to do signature aggregation. So Frost does it in O of n. And coming to ZK Compute, we have implemented SP1 from Succinct Labs. We have implemented SP1 prover systems such that a user can prove their validity of proof of funding, their validity of amount encryption, and their validity of transaction inclusion in a specific block without ever disclosing the orders. So our nodes never need to know where you are coming, who you are on the source chain, what the amount was and all, but they still be able to validate the proof of funding and all the terms. We have a small AI wrapper, LLM wrapper, I would say. So moving on, yep, we offer services like dark pools. Frost makes us pretty fast and low transactions. We don't bloat the Ethereum state with call data and witness. We just need 64 bytes to prove things. The signature aggregation part, I would say. Oh yeah, so Frost, I did forget to mention, Frost is completely based on Schnorr signatures. Schnorr signatures are Bitcoin compatible in 2019 from Taproot upgrade. So we have made Schnorr signatures available on EVM chains as well with help of Chainlink contracts. So, yep, moving ahead, this is our system architecture. We follow, in our current cross-chain messaging platform, we have built, the goal was to build asset and context sharing, but we were only able to build asset sharing for now, and this is how we do it. We use lock and mint technology where we have our applications, they lock into the deposit channels on source chain, they generate proofs. We have a couple of services like watchers, relayers watching the service. The magic happens in the part where ozoners, so they run the Frost algorithm, validate the source of funding and stamp the mint transaction. Frost can scale to thousands of nodes. That's benchmarked by Zcash. So and this is our sequence diagram, which we'll see in the demo. You create an order, you get taproot address, you lock it, your funds, you will watch for it, will run frost, will mint, and completion of order. Rest of the slide, I'm attaching the link to the slide, but rest of the slide, the goal is that of this project is that to make it into a full-fledged startup. So I think I don't get time to show demo though. Yep,
I mean, if you want to take a quick minute, that's fine.
Sorry?
You want to take a quick minute, it's fine. If it's going to take short. If you really want to demo, let's just, you can take a shot at it.
Yep, I'll just show the video. So, oh, sorry. This is our landing page. I'll just fastly skip. So, yeah. So we have, I'm going to spin up 2-on-3 participants which do the frost signing. I just spin up and they're ready to do the frost signing. And on the left panel, I'll be spinning up all my services, order books, relayers, watchers, and all. We'll see a native Bitcoin to an EVM chain swap happen in milliseconds. So they just did distributed key generation, nonce computing, and initial setup. Yeah, we have a small AI wrapper. It has good context of Web3 and our protocol, which is tightly integrated into our platform. You could just ask like, hey, I have a Bitcoin on native BTC. Can you bridge it to the cheapest chain? And it does it for you. This is just demo. I'm skipping it. Yeah, so this is our swap interface. As mentioned in sequence diagram, we have a taproot address, which I'll be funding with my Unisat wallet. Yep, that's swap complete with the entire Frost network being happened and the signatures being logged. So you could try out the protocol I have added and all the GitHub links. So yeah, this is the mint transaction. So yep, that's pretty much about the demo, and I'm closing. Thank you.
All right, next up we have, wow, that's quite unique. That's Tapify by Team Tapify. Pretty straightforward, thank you.
Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Rohan. And this is Kaushik. Yeah, we are Team Tapify. We are making crypto onboarding one tap at a time and making it easy. Yeah. So the problem we are trying to solve, like giveaways, subscriptions, these all are custodial, and we want to make it easy for users like in a non-custodial way. And even this like subscriptions, vouchers, tokens, anything can be like given out in a non-custodial way. Yeah, using NFC, we create like engaging and fun for users to like claim and transfer the assets to their own wallets. Regarding security, my friend Kaushik will explain more.
So basically, as Rohan was pointing out, so the voucher giveaways are not so fun in the Web3 ecosystem. So we are trying to make it really fun with the NFC tech. And also the security is one of the crucial point. So we are implementing session key implementation, which will provide a granular subscription permission. So here is a high-level architect of how it looks like. So this has been the problem throughout the history of how to solve voucher giveaways or NFT, any kind of like crypto giveaways. But with the latest advent of account abstraction, we have all the things that is required. For example, the user can actually create a smart account and delegate vouchers as a sub-accounts, having granular permissions such as spend limits, execution limits, so that the third party can access to these sub-accounts and basically have access to the voucher. So this is an entire architecture. So the only thing that we will have it is a middleware where we'll have a kind of like a encrypted metadata, which the encryption keys are usually stored in NFT voucher, and we'll use that to get the data and then have the sub-account act as a voucher for us. So what, for this particular demo, we wanted to show was basically a vouchers. So these vouchers can be like, base names giveaways, it could be token giveaways, or even it could be like a subscriptions of Netflix. So one of the things that we did was token giveaways as well as base name giveaways. So the thing that we wanted to show was a base name giveaway, but unfortunately we couldn't demo that through the phone. So what I'm going to do is just play out the video, but I'm going to show the live transaction through my phone. Yeah. So this is what the first time when you tap a voucher, the user can actually log in with, they will get a wallet once they log into their social login. And in this particular wallet, I actually have some funds. I think we have a couple of USDC and some ETH. So the voucher creation is that you just tap it, and then you can select what kind of giveaway it is. If it's a base name, you select what kind of range of letters based on that the amount of fee that will be detected from the smart account will be decided, and this voucher gets created. So once the voucher gets created, you tap it again. So it automatically finds out that this particular voucher with the secret, by decrypting from the metadata, okay, this is a base name giveaway, it will create a sub-account, and it's ready to get access to the funds from the smart account directly. And it has the access to only call the base name register, and it will just register this particular base name for the user without having to pay for the fee for the base name as well as the transaction fee. And the third time when they tap, they can be redirected directly to the base name, and all the information will be provided. So what we could do is just show how this is going to work. So I have my phone. What the voucher looks like, I'm going to just tap it over here. I'm going to live register one ENS. So this is how this looks like. So I have this base name voucher. I'm going to just click on claim. So this transaction will go through. If you tap it again, yeah, so this is already registered. So I'm going to show this live transaction over here. Yep. Right. My bad. Yeah. As you can see, 24-second, this particular, the ENS has been resolved, and this is the gasless transaction, and then the without fee, the NFT, base name resolved. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Right, so that's 7 teams down. We have 3 more to go, out of which 2 of the team names have a Silicon Valley reference. So the next team is Whispered Secrets by team Middle Out Degens.
So hello everyone, I'm Vedant and with me is Siddhant, and we are here to present a project called Whispered Secrets. So Whispered Secrets is a horror mystery game which is played by humans and AI agents. So we were starting, let's just start a new game. When you start a new game, it generates a plot. So for example, here we have a simple mystery plot where there is some town and someone has been murdered. And the main goal of this game is to interact and collaborate with AI agents so that you can solve the mystery. So now at this point, it is generating some players. And we have 5 players. So when you start the game, you also are given a murder weapon and a murder location. When you start the game, you will be pushed to a 2D game room. So in this game room, as you can see, we have 5 players. At start of the game, we had 5 NPCs, and once you join the game, you are one of the NPC. So in the current state, I have 1 human and 4 AI agents. The human can move around the grid and interact with the AI agents. So for example, I can interact and chat with this AI agent. So for example, the second one, and I can message him, like, who are you? The AI agents are trained on Llama 3 model, which is basically that they won't give you the actual meaning, but they'll try to not give you the who is the killer, and this is the main part of the game where you need to collaborate with AI agents and reveal who's the killer. So for example, we have chat with this NPC, and for example, if a second person joins the game, then we would have 2 humans and 3 AI agents. The main thing is to reveal the killer. So for example, I think the second player is a killer. We can accuse him. So what an accuse is like an AI will accuse itself. So we are attesting that it's a killer. So in background, we are making an on-chain transaction, which is done using AgentGate. And after this transaction is successful, we'll wait for a moment. So like until this, the transaction is successful, we can check on the base explorer. And as you can see, we have a transaction 11 seconds ago, which basically attests that we have chosen second as a killer. So what happens is everyone can accuse anyone. So at last, when all the accuses are completed, we have a major graph which shows like what other people have voted on who's the killer in the game. And after everything, the prize is distributed using the agent kit. The main part of this game is, you saw there is no wallet connect or there is no on-chain transaction actually happening. You are not connecting any wallet. This is because we are using the MPC wallets from Coinbase. So basically anyone can start a game and they provide the pool price for the entire game, and players can play with that pool price. So for the future scope, we are thinking about generative tilemap generations using stable diffusion. With this, companies can host their game nights. For example, Devfolio. Devfolio can host a game where the brandings and the tile sets would be of Devfolio, and they provide a prize pool, and players can play without thinking about any on-chain interactions or any gas costs. They can play, and it also promotes the brand of a game organizer. So this is basically it, and we are trying to make this a better UX-friendly game where you don't have to click every transaction on any interaction in the game. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Right. Yep, 2 more to go. Next, good thing I clarified the pronunciation of the team name. It's Bitmix, and the team name is Crema. Right.
Hi everyone, we are Team Krama. Here we are presenting BitMix. BitMix is like this truly anonymous way of bridging to and from Bitcoin. And when I said anonymous, like Tornado Cash level anonymous. So we're going to show what we really did. So the problem statement really is that whenever you are using a bridge, you are like putting lot of data on chain, on both the source and destination chain that can actually link back to you. And there's like zero level of anonymity or privacy that is being provided to the user. So what we basically did, like these are like, okay, if you look at how the traditional DeFi is handling it today, you can check out projects like Tornado Cash or Railgun. What they basically do is like, you ask the platform to do something for you, and the trades happen via their systems. Like most of them use zero knowledge proofs and stuff, but the funds reach to you finally, and that's how the anonymity is provided. So what we basically did with BitMix is like a implementation of witness encryption. So what witness encryption basically is like you encrypt something and store it on chain, and anyone who can actually provide a ZK proof of something they did somewhere else can decrypt the data. So you can actually check out this paper that is posted on Ethereum Research. This is like a pure implementation of this paper. And what we do with this is like, let's say there's Alice and Bob, and they want to trade assets, and one of them is on Bitcoin. We provide like a very elaborate protocol. It's like basically based on what ECC offers through homomorphism property. What Alice does is like, he gives a share of a key that he owns. Bob generates a random key, and Bob deposits money to this address that only Alice can spend. And he creates a ZK proof that he actually did the transaction on Bitcoin. And once this is done, he can basically spend Alice's funds, and Alice can like decrypt the message and spend Bitcoin sometime else. They can also time it properly and like remove timing attacks also. And yeah. So the demo is really hard to show because Citria basically takes 8 confirmations on Bitcoin, but we're going to show how it would look like. So you basically, let's say you want to go from Ethereum to Bitcoin, you basically show your intent, you say the price, and you do all the jugaad here. And once you're done, you actually initiate on Ethereum. And after a while, Bob initiates on Bitcoin as well and generates a ZK proof of deposit. And he like posts it on Ethereum. So we are basically using succinct network, actually not even abusing their network. Basically, if you know succinct, they invented something called SP1, which is like the fastest way of proving something. Like if you want to build Zk applications, you should actually look into it. And yeah, I'll hand it over to my security guy.
So hi guys, I'm Ritik. So whatever you have seen is it secure? Like bridging is the most compromised thing in Web3 space. So we have considered like all the HTLC security aspects and all, like all whatever the security thing we need to consider to use an HTLC, we have considered that. Also like in this case, like as it is a zero knowledge system, so for one Alice, like there can be 10 Bobs who wants to fill the order basically. And Alice in this case is like too rich to redeem all the 10 Bobs. And out of 10 Bobs, 9 Bobs will lose their funds. So we have like introduced our very simple solution that is SSAP request that BitMix will give. It is just a dust transaction on Bitcoin that is like 512 sats, and output will be like 10,000 sat to our account itself. So that one transaction that BitMix will create, and the Bob who is actually filling the transaction should also include our transaction in their transaction on Bitcoin. So this will like solve the race condition, and the Bob will save, the 9 other Bob will save their funds losing to Alice also. And in the future, like we also have some use cases that Sushant.
So like the use cases are pretty straightforward, like we are pretty secure and stuff. And like
on the chain, like for like the issue mainly is that you have a lot of footprint left. But if you use our protocol, like the footprint will be really less, and like so like you can do whatever you want, kind of. I would leave that to your imagination. So yeah, thank you.
All right, 9 down, 1 to go. The last Silicon Valley reference, we have Insider Inc. I'm really tempted to do the accent, but I'm not going to do it. It's Team Aviato.
Last demo. Let's go. Is your boss hitting on you at work? Are you working 16 hours a week to come back to a year and zero bonus? And while looking for a shift, you're not even sure if the next company is going to be better. And this is where Inside Inc. comes into the picture. We're going to talk about all the things an employee will never tell you if you ask him, but we want to ensure that everything that's coming to you is actually coming from a verified employee. We'll go deeper into the demo, but before that, hello everybody, I'm Ananya. I'm a solo hacker for ETHIndia 24, and this is my project for this demo. Insider Inc. is basically a reputation-based system for companies where verified employees, the verification is going to be done by ZK email, give you insights about what's happening in the company. The catch here is that the employees will be able to verify that they are a part of the company without having to give away any of the information that personally identifies them. So you get all the juice, all the gossip, as well as everything that you should know before joining a company without having to compromise on your security. This is powered by ZK email verification. Every time you create a post, we use an AI agent to get a sentiment analysis of what you feel about the company, which will influence what the company's reputation score is going to be for any other user who visits the website. I'm going to quickly go through the demo now. The net here is very slow. Yeah. Can you use this? The idea is that you enter your username. For me, it's going to be, I select the company that I want to be a part of. The first set of check to ensure that you are actually a part of the company is that I have to provide an email that has the domain name. So for example, for Google, I'm an actual employee of Google, so I can just say that I have my Google domain name and password. We're connecting the MetaMask so that when you want to log in later, you don't have to use your email again because it's just a one-time verification. Sorry, Safari. Just a second. By the way, if I type in any other domain name, for example, gmail.com is going to give me an error to ensure that the domain is there. Yeah, so it tells me that it should be google.com because I've chosen the company as Google. The next thing is that once I give it my email, we're going to initiate a ZK sync. How it works is that it sends me an email. What I have to do is confirm it by sending a reply back. I might not be able to show that because I'm going to get that email on my phone. So we're waiting for the email wallet notification where I have to send the confirmation. OK. So I have a sign-in request on my email to which I have to reply confirm because it's asking me to complete the transaction request. That is sent. It should take a couple seconds before it acknowledges my confirmation. So all in all, the only purpose of ZK Sync is a one-time verification to show that, okay, I'm a part of the company. Post that, we're going to forget everything about the email. As a user, if you're posting anything, there is no connection to the email or corporate ID or username that can be traced back to you. I've gotten an acknowledgement. It should take a couple seconds before it comes to the website as well. Yeah, so it's ZK verified. It's creating my account. So now I can create a post. I'm only authorized to create a post for my own company. I don't get an option to choose. So let's say if I have to say, I mostly have positive things to say. So shameless plug if it's needed. Yeah. Create attestation is then powered by True Network, which will create an attestation to the company's reputation score. We're using a base reputation score that's going to be modified on the basis of the post that you're getting. So finally, this request is being sent to the True Network and we'll get a block hash as well, which we'll later verify. Okay, I cannot copy that. And this transaction hash can be viewed in the Block Explorer. Can't seem to locate the URL. Just a second. So we have this transaction attesting to what the company's reputation score is going to be after this post was created. So that is mostly it. You'll be able to view the company dashboard to see what the reputation score looks like and also filter companies by name. So yeah, that is mostly my demo. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for our top 10 finalists. Right. Okay. And what do these top 10 finalists get? They are getting Ledger Nano S from Ledger and 1,000 USD per team by DevFolio, and also a last-minute edition by Stacker, who wants all of you to read, write, and own. Right? Right. Congratulations again to our top 10 finalists. Now we get to the part where I know a lot of you in the room are waiting for. We have our partner prizes. We're going to start rolling out right about now. All right. We have 170,000 USD plus in prizes to be won. All right. The first sponsor we're going to announce the prize for is Coinbase Developer Platform. And here are the winners. So for the on-chain kit pool prize, $1,000, Lucky Auto, Retrace, Khoj, Base Shogun, Base Orchestra AI, ChillQuest, FitChain, Play.wtf, Hackadome, Blameflame, Frostbite. For the CDP SDK, 2,500 USD, we have Flow3, Retrace, ChainSpeak, FOMO Wallet, Base Uno, Bridge AI, Ankit AI, Second Saturday, K-Rail, Neural Garden, Impact Chain, Fanbase, Algent X, Orchestra AI, Waze the AI, Arc Protocol, Predict S, CoinSwipe, FitChain, Pumpkit, Agent Newton, SwarmSense. All right, that's a lot. All right, Agents Only, Hackadome, AI Avatar, Blameframe, GameRep, Athena Wallet, Catflex, FlashDAO, and Payzol. Congrats, everyone. All right. The checkout component prize goes to Based. And the most innovative use of CDP SDK goes to, the first prize goes to Retrace, second prize goes to CoinSwap, and Hackadome gets the third prize. All right. Next up is the Crypto X AI prize. Vast AI and Whispered Secrets are splitting the prize of $4,000. The consumer crypto prize of $4,000 goes to Second Saturday Fan Base, which is basically Coldplay tickets made easy. Right. The best developer feedback goes to GoodBot. Next up, we have the younger sibling of Coinbase, Base. All right. So the most innovative consumer apps on Base go to CoinSwipe, Liquidity AI, and Fanbase. The most innovative consumer apps on Base for the 5,000 prize pool is Justip, Rule Zero, ChillQuest, Retrace, ZK-Rail, Zero Chain Wallet, Tapify, Hunch, Khoj App, and Play.wtf. All right. And for Supra, we have a very special message from Vinny, one of the co-founders of Supra. Can we have it?
Hello, everyone. I'm Vinny, VP of Ecosystem at Supra. Thank you all so much for being part of our ETHIndia Supra Super dApp Hackathon bounty. We're also excited to see all of the amazing dApps, projects, and builders that are building on top of Supra's MoveVM blockchain. India Blockchain Week and ETHIndia have been an amazing experience for the Supra team this past week, and has shown us the limitless potential of Web3 talent, innovation, and community in India. And this hackathon has given us the opportunity to directly see and connect with builders in the India Move ecosystem, which has made us even more bullish on the India community. As a matter of fact, I don't think we could be any more bullish. Supra is not just another blockchain. It's an all-in-one layer 1 blockchain designed to unlock the full potential of Web3. Supra leverages full vertical integration of Oracle data feeds, VRF randomness, zero block delay automation, cross-chain messaging, and a smart contract platform with multi-VM support, as well as our own highly performant consensus algorithm. We're very much looking forward to expanding our developer community and onboarding from other ecosystems through our upcoming multi-VM support, starting with EVM, then Solana VM, and more. There's a lot to look forward to in 2025 as we continue to improve and make more of our tech stack available. One big innovation on the horizon is called Supra Containers, our own version of app chains. Containers are essentially partitioned, dedicated block spaces within Supra's layer 1, inheriting the infra and security of the network. Developers can access all of the benefits of app chains, such as freedom of governance, custom tokenomics, and localized fee markets without the drawbacks of liquidity fragmentation, broken composability, and infrastructure costs of traditional app chains or L2s. With containers, Supra is solving blockchain scalability on the level of the layer 1 itself. This ETHIndia has been a great starting point for Supra and has shown us how far we can all go together. We have an upcoming online hackathon and the first season of our Super dApp Showdown, where dApps and projects that have deployed on Supra can be accelerated and supported through our ecosystem fund, community of over 500,000 unique users, tech and go-to-market support, and even a chance to be on the Killer Whales Crypto Shark Tank show that streams on Apple TV and Amazon Prime Video. As we continue to execute on our vision of making blockchain better and enabling the next generation of Super dApp use cases, we want each and every developer to be part of the Supra community. Last but not least, never stop building on Supra. Let's keep moving.
All right. Right. And Supra team is putting the final touches to their prizes and will be announced on the Telegram group soon. Right. Next up, we have Polygon. Right, for the AIX crypto track, the first prize goes to Bifrost protocol, second prize goes to ZK-Rail, and third prize goes to P3ML toolkit. Congrats. All right, for the best ZK dApp on Polygon ZK EVM. All right, I heard something. All right, Z Connect. Was that Z Connect? Chill Quest, IDD. Congrats. All right, next up we have privacy and scaling explorations. All right, for the best use of Anon Aadhaar, we have the winner, the top prize winner of 2,500 is Tollchain for $1,000. The runner-up is Base Pulse. And for the second runner-up for $500 is Praman Setu. For Cephavour and Bandada, we have ZK Sock. For TLS Notary, we have Trustay and tax-weighted voting. For Macy, we have Simple Vox. For Cursive and PSE MPC Research, we have PrivInsure, MentalUp, ZK Insurance, and Social MPC. For ZK Email, we have Trustay, ZK CV, and DLogs. All right, next up we have Huddle. For the Huddle AI Innovation Track, we have Trailblazers and CryptoSpy. Congrats, folks. For the Open Innovation and JS track, we have Whispered Secrets again and BloomFi. For the Unity track, we have WagMe Party. And next up, we have Socket. For Socket's best horizontally scaled application, the winner is LAP, the Liquidity Auction Protocol. Another co-winner is Luminar. For the best use of pre-execution and abstracted composability, the winner is Chill Quest. For the best use of ELIZA framework and socket protocol, the winner is Matrix. Next up, we have Polkadot. For the best project deployed in the Polkadot ecosystem was Meme Coin Gen. First runner-up is Khoj, and the second runner-up, 500 per team, goes to Placeholder and Contract Craft. For Citria, the best use of Bitcoin Lite Client worth $2,000 is C-Swap. The experimental DeFi price goes to BitMix. Next up, we have the graph. For the best new subgraphs, the first runner-up was ZKOS. Second runner-up is Meme Agent. The top 10 projects are FOMO Wallet, Second Saturday, Fanbase, and StakeFit. For BNB Chain, the prizes for the open track were Tapify, again, Voice to Web3, and Fanbase. All right, for Starkware, the top project using Starknet is Starknet, Starknet AVS, DevExstart, BetQuest, Web3 Games, and UnoStock. For Walrus, the prizes, the best project integrating with Walrus, the grand prize winner is Walter. And the best projects integrating with Walrus, the honorable mentions, $1,000 each, goes to Walrus SDK, Seal Drive, 3Drive, Tusknet, AltLife, and Tapster. For Polynomial, the best project integrating with, oh wait, this is definitely wrong. All right, moving on. All right, for EigenLayer, the best price AI app built on EigenLayer goes to Pumpkit. The most novel use of EigenLayer goes to EigenUSDC. For Lit Protocol, the most innovative and advanced implementation of Lit Protocol, the first prize goes to Supranova, the second prize goes to AI Avatar, the pool prize goes to Khoj, W8S, Chote Rajan, and InstaClaim. For Akave, the Store Your Hackathon project data using Akave prize, the first prize goes to EcoChain, the second prize goes to IdenZK, the pool prize $2,000 goes to Simplify, Fanbase, WonderM, FitChain, Supranova, Lisa AI, EquiChain, .Arike, Hunch, AGNOS. And for EAS, the best AI agent attestations, the first place goes to Orchestra AI, the second place goes to Game Rep, and the third place goes to Airdrop Sentinel. The best developer experience improvement for EAS, the first prize goes to Subgraph EAS, the second prize goes to Dakona. The best use of transitive trust, the winner is Game Rep. And for Octo, the best consumer-focused application using Octo, the winner is Palgo. The second runner-up, the first runner-up is Supersplit, the second runner-up is Intentify, and the third runner-up is Web3 Games. For the pool price, we have Dex, Crypto Buddy, Influencer Social Agent, Simplify, Bridge AI, FitSphere, Mint Vault, Creator Club. All right, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say that. All right. B, D, SM. All right. There's Tapser, Winfinity, Opinion X, Helping Friend, Payzool, InOnShare, Hunch. All right. For True Network, the best reputation model created for your dApp using True Network, the winner is Fanbase, and the second winner is Khoj. True Network is something a bit special for us. So not many of you probably know that they were a finalist in the 22 ETHIndia, and glad to have them back and post a bounty. That really gets us going. Right. The best usage for True Network attestation service is Insider Inc. and Meme or Not. The most innovative dApp using True Network is Placeholder. I hope that's not really a placeholder, but anyway, okay, all right. Bill Gill, the prizes are cooking and will be announced in the Telegram group soon. Also for privacy and scaling explorations, there was a Pectra bounty, which will also be announced soon. All right, same goes for Supra. And please remember, the community review period is live for the next week. All the prize announcements are tentative and not final. We'll be verifying all code bases before sending the prizes. Some price pool values may change since we haven't had much coffee since morning, and that's what happens, right? And more details will be shared in the next 2 weeks. And then we come to it, we have some interesting features that are already built into DevFolio, which you can use to cheer for your favorite projects. Particularly if there's a project that catches your fancy, go ahead and tip them, buy them a crypto coffee by cheering for them. So cheer is a way which you can support your project by tipping them ETH, and your attestation, your encouragement also goes on chain. We are using EAS for this. It's a pretty cool feature. Would love for all of you to use it. We also have quadratic voting, which we are opening up right about now, for which we have 4.337 ETH in our prize pool. So the quadratic voting will be open for a week. Everyone who has submitted a project automatically gets to vote for all other projects part of the hackathon. We are also going to try an experiment with Anon Aadhaar. So on the next week, this time, we're going to open up quadratic voting for all Indian citizens, and we definitely have a lot of them, in case anyone missed it. But yeah, so Anon Aadhaar allows anyone with an Indian Aadhaar card to be able to vote in our quadratic voting pool, and we're going to try that experiment, going to see where it goes. All right. Some thank yous are in order. I would definitely like to thank our judges, volunteers, mentors, speakers, and partners who made this weekend possible, and all you builders for never stopping to build, despite the internet, which is thanks to Tata. Thank you to our production partner, Neoniche, and also to Union Catering Company for providing delicious food over the weekend. All right. I'm just a guy on stage, but these people put all the work behind the scenes. A big shout out to Aniket, Anish, Anshuman, Ashwin, Aryan, Swarnim, Cyril, Preet, Arko, Ragini, Pratham, Vanshika, Shriya, E. Denver, Amog, and Mahesh. All right. All right. Here are some upcoming events we think are cool and you should attend. We really wanted to do ETHIndia because the talent density is so high, people should not have to wait years for people to decide when India is important enough to be part of the circuit. We definitely wanted to do ETHIndia. There will always be an ETHIndia as long as we are around. And in the meantime, here are some cool events that we think you should attend. So first up, in January, we have Zoograma, a pop-up village experiment to catapult India's innovation, and happening in Kerala, and yeah, like the organizers are cooking something really cool there. I encourage all of you to go ahead and apply for it. I promise it'll be amazing. We are also proud to announce ETH Hyderabad. So ETH Hyderabad carries on the tradition of local homegrown hackathons. Last year we had ETH Mumbai, and this year ETH Hyderabad is taking up the mantle. Let's give a shout out to the organizers. Where are you folks? Raise your hands. All right. Shout out to Hyderabad DAO. All right. ETH Hyderabad is going to be from August 15th to August 17th, and hosted on Devfolio and co-organized by Hyderabad DAO. We also have ETH Global New Delhi. Shout out to Karthik, who's come by and agreed to judge with us, put up with, put up with everything that we could offer him, and like we gave him like free food, so maybe that's why he agreed to do it. But anyway, like everyone, just go ahead and ETH Global New Delhi. Applications are open and live now on ethglobal.com/events/New Delhi. Right. You can catch our team next now at ETH Denver. ETH Denver is there's a year of the regenerates, and that's where we will be. We'll be helping organize the world's largest Biddle festival. And that being said, hackathons are hard, even for organizers. For the next 24 hours, in case you need to reach out to us, we have a cool game. We suggest you play that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, all of you just head off to nsb.dev/board and play this cool on-chain domino game that we have put together. You can mint the NFTs on Base. And yeah, that's what you should all do for the next 24 hours while we take the time to rest and recharge. All right, with that, I thank you for coming to the closing ceremony of ETHIndia 2024. And as always, as we close off by saying, never stop building. After this, we're going to have a quick recap of the weekend. I'm as excited as you to check it out.
Our spirit is incessant, because before we are anything, we are artists, builders, creators, because we know creation, power, and we will never stop building.
After this, we have some drinks and fun for you all right outside this hall. And see you around. Stick around for the after party. And yeah. We'd also like to have all the finalists on stage for a group photo.